things would be repeated. As all of you all, most of you all are dealing with physical education. So, sports people. So for me, the bottom line, my students do PhD in different part of sports. So in generally what I'm being finding, most of us, more than 60% I could say of Indians have lacking vitamin B12 and D3. So all the teachers sitting here should make a note of it and make a note for talking to the parents. So I very clearly say that if your students are bending forward in your class, if they are bending forward in the class, please ask the parents to check the eyes. So just movement of half a meter when they come forward like this is because they must be having a number. Right. I prefer the students sitting on the left side every Monday when they come. Those who are on the left should sit on the right, and those who are on the right should sit on the left. Because I am finding out 12% of the school kids having scoliosis. So when we examine them, there is one carrying the bag. So the new one, the haversacks are better. But one-sided carrying is a problem because they won't carry on the other side. So you can't tell them, okay, while coming to school, carry this side, going back, carry this side. They won't do it. So we make them in sitting arrangement, it covers up. Vitamin D, and especially growing children, they all lack vitamin D3. Don't bother, vitamin D3 has no toxicity. So if they have got 50, 60, 70, go 100 also, don't bother. That is very useful for the growth. 8 football teams from Mumbai selected by my PhD students, 8 football team. When I'm saying 8 football team, they practice 4 hours in the sun every day, right? All of them, all the 8 team into 25 players had deficiency in vitamin D3 and B12 both. So, and what we check them? Just to hit a ball, standing, how much the ball traveled, and in how many seconds. There's a gun for it. We measured it. Then we asked them to run and kick the ball. Then jumping, right? All the tests were done, blood test done, less. We injected D3, B12, Architol injection comes 6 lakh unit and methyl cobalt comes for B12. When this injection was given, after 3 days, we made them do everything again. Their performance improved because all of them had lack of D3 and B12. To an extent, we do vital capacity. The lung can take 4.5 liters of air. All Indians are below 2 liters. Very few sportsmen have 3 liters. Or those who are doing pranayam, or those who are marathon runners. Marathon runners are almost 4 liters. So please, there is a small, in any medical store, you get a spirometer. Ma'am, you all should check with your students. Your students should give that test. So the simplest way I tell Indians, okay, we have shank. If you blow shank every morning, shank, it will increase your vital capacity to 3 liters. So first I want to tell you all, why do we breathe? The importance of breathing. The lung was made, the 5 lobes, 3 this side, 2 on the left side. 5 lobes were made to take in air, up to 5 liters. But all Indians have below 2 liters, females have below 1.5 liters. And why we breathe? We breathe because blood circulates all over the body, gives all the minerals, vitamins everywhere, comes back as an impure blood to the base of the lungs. So when we breathe, the air hit the impure blood with only 20% oxygen. The outside air is 20% oxygen, 80% nitrogen. So only that 20% oxygen hits the blood, becomes pure, goes to the heart pumps it all over the body again. So if your container is 2 liter, so you will get oxygen of 2 liters. But if your container becomes 4 liters, marathon runners, right? So you have more oxygen. So all COVID patients during COVID died, those who were less than 1.2 liters. We could not survive them. So the importance of breathing, the importance of lung capacity, we started coming to know then. Why are they? Because we had to test the spirometer when the patient was admitted. 1.2 liter, stayed on ventilator. Could not bring them out from the ventilator. But all those who were runners, sportsmen and all that, very few sportsmen died during COVID. Because the vital capacity was 3 liters plus. So oxygen was being getting in the blood. So very important, see, all of you all should have your own spirometer, test it. Schools may at least once in 6 months. Ask the parents, okay, when you are test, nothing. And again, shocking thing is, I always tell, give the kids hemoglobin 10. Till the age of 10, they will become something in life. So again, the thing, see, don't look, all the IB schools in Bombay have less of hemoglobin. So it's not that the parents are not feeding them well. Please check the hemoglobin D3, B12. Hemoglobin is the warrior of the body, right? D3 is for the bones, B12 is for the muscle and nerves. So when you are, the base of this sportsman, what you require is this, for a healthy requirement is this. Our studies have shown, we all have mobiles now. If I had brought my voltage meter, if I hold the voltage meter, I will be 1.5 volt, I may be 2 volt. All of us. But as soon as we remove our shoes and keep our leg on the mud, grass or sand, our voltage becomes 0. So how to do earthing of our body? Ground. But people in Bombay go and buy shoes for 20,000. I go for walking. And for walking, that shoe was not required. So now we have kept a ramp in Nana Nani Park. So you go, remove your shoes and walk barefooted. So my study was done in Varda, my study was done in Punjab, study was done Gujarat, Maharashtra border, Talasari, with this Adivasis walking barefooted. They don't have knee pain, they don't have heart problem, they are not diabetic, they don't have hypertension because they are barefooted. So there is a saying to Adivasis, that when you see a snake dead, they say, koi Adivasi ko kata hoga. So when they beat an Adivasi, the snake dies. Right? The person, Adivasi, doesn't die. So we need to ask ourselves now, are we grounding? Now let me tell you a very interesting thing. So you put your mobile charger on. Just put your mobile on the charger and check your body voltage. It goes to 15 volts. 15 volts just with the charger. Please, your refrigerator has 3 pin. Your television has 3 pin. The top one is the earthing. Your mobile charger, show me one charger with 3 pin. Charger 2 pin. Because they don't want earthing to happen to you. So when the voltage increases, voltage is equal to inflammation. Inflammation means problems. You may have so many problems. So please, once a day, twice a day. I told all the big buildings in Bombay, I asked them to make a space 2 meters by 2 meters, original mud. Put mud there, put chairs there. Elderly people come and sit, they want to chat in the evening. So while they are talking to each other, they are keeping the leg on the mud. Nowadays, all shoes are either rubber or PVC. Old Kolhapuri chappals were earthing. So if you get back to Kolhapuri chappal and whenever you walk on mud, on grass or on sand, you are earthing. Right? But all shoes have changed now. All are rubber. So we don't get earthing. So why our wellness is going away? One, your D3, B12 not well. So do it once in 6 months. Get it replaced. And I feel the best method, fastest method is injection. Tablet 6 months you take. It's like walking. But when you want to go to 14th floor, you take an elevator. Right? Bombay to Baroda, 1 hour. But if I go by train, maybe 7 hours. So taking tablet, capsules and injection, there is a difference. Right? And vegetarian, very, very difficult to get B12 and D3 to vegetarian food. Non-veg, those who are having non-veg, I'll give you the tip. Chicken has zero value. Chicken has no value at all for anything. It won't do anything good to you. Right? So, paya soup, paya masala has D3. Okay, fish has omega-3. That's the benefit. Omega doesn't do anything directly to your body. Omega is like a supervisor. Comes and tells every organ, tells the heart work well, tells the kidney jara zyada kaam karo, tell pancreas insulin zyada banao. So work of omega is that omega comes from fish, or there are omega tablets available. Flax seeds have omega, flax seed, but very little. You will have to have like 4 kgs of seeds to get what you are going to have in 100 grams of fish oil. So difference is a lot. So those who are vegetarian, you all should have, any pulse will give you protein, have lot of green vegetables. Green vegetables do have B12, D3 to an extent. And always have a salad before meal. At least when I say salad is 3 raw vegetables, kakdi, tomato, gajar, kakdi, tomato. Beetroot is nowadays the most, it will become costlier very soon. So before it becomes costlier, have it. It has lots and lots of advantage. Whether you have it kacha as a salad or whether you boil it. It has a lot of benefits. Very good for skin, very good for vitamin. I call it direct blood. Right? One is this and one is dalim. Anar. Anar is also direct blood. I call it direct blood. Right? Methi and palak are direct, high in iron, which is very important to be part. If you are not having it as a vegetable, put it in your dal, either palak or methi. That's going to help you all in. So what we lack, so if you go to the base, do a blood study of your sports people, they lack D3, B12 for sure. Magnesium is one of the best thing. I thank God Gujaratis have it every Friday. Friday is a must to have chana. Chana is high in magnesium. And pumpkin seed is high in magnesium. Now what does magnesium do? One, it takes care of your pain, right? So I've been talking to many people, na, raat ko neend nahi aata hai, I'm walking, I have restless legs and all that thing. So Epsom salt is high in magnesium. So I say take a mug of Epsom salt, put it in half a bucket of water, dip your leg in water till calf for 20 minutes, half an hour. See how well you sleep that night. What have you done? Only increase the magnesium in the body. So increase of magnesium is very, very good for sportsmen. In the end of the evening, they're done their training program. It prepares them for the next day. And usually during the fuel, see when we are using a scooter or a car, our fuel is petrol or diesel. But if I put kerosene in the car or scooter, it will work. There'll be jerky movements. Okay? So the fuel of a sportsman, the direct fuel, is carbohydrate. So before the event, 3 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, one day before, should be carbs, carbs, carbs. Right? It will come from rice, it will come from wheat, chapati, it will come from noodles, it will come from spaghetti, it will come from fruits, bananas, oranges. Right? They are high carbs. Don't put them on protein. But to repair the body, you need protein. So I always say have protein at night. So it repairs the body. And the best repairing time of the body is 11 to 4. So your sportsmen cannot sleep after 11. They have to sleep before 11 if they want their body to get repaired. Generally, it's not whatever I'm saying for sportsmen, it also includes for all of us. 11 to 4 is the best time to sleep, but eat 3 hours before you sleep. So the best eating time is between 6 and 7. The Jainism meeting is the best. Eat between 6 and 7. Try to have a bowl of salad before having your having your dinner. After 3 hours, you can sleep. Get up after 4, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, whatever your time. But if you all want to know the reason why you should get up early, I have to take you back 7,000 years back. Surya Namaskar was written. Get up early morning, take a bath, face the east, let the first ray of sun fall on you. Right? It was called Surya Namaskar. Then came Moses 3,000 years back. He said, if you go to the Wailing Wall, in Israel they go to the Wailing Wall, they pray to the Wailing Wall. If you go to the Wailing Wall early morning, your health and wealth I shall protect. Moses told them. That's why they're the richest people in the world. Then came 2,000 years back, Jesus came. He said, the first mass is better than the rest of the day. Means go to church early morning. Right? It's better than sitting in the church the whole day. Then 1400 years back, Prophet Muhammad came. He kept the morning azan, 1 hour 20 minutes before sunrise, right? And also told people for the morning namaz, go to the mosque. Rest you can do it at home. Now science went after it. Okay, why? There are two things common. 7,000 years back, early morning, outside the house. Surya Namaskar is outside the house. Then came Moses, early morning, outside the house. Church, early morning, outside. Church are outside the house. Then came Prophet Muhammad saying, early morning, go to mosque, outside the house. So two things were common. All said early morning, all said, right, outside the house. Science said when they did a study, they found out it's called the theory of ozone. 1 hour 20 minutes before sunrise, the universe releases an ozone which is very, very, very good for your health. Studies went further. They found out there is no animal or bird in the world that doesn't get up 1.5 hours before sunrise. So animal and birds understand better than us. They understand ozone better than us. So we did a small trial study, kept a room, one AC room, kept parrot in it, love birds in it, cat and dogs in it, closed the door, AC on, fully dark. They didn't get up in the morning. Means didn't get up early morning. They were sleeping till we opened the door at 9 o'clock. Then they ran out. Same, all of them next day night, kept the windows open, no AC, no curtain, right? All of them, the cat and dogs went outside the house 1.5 hours before. The bird started chirping 1.5 hours before. The bird understands the ozone. The animals understand the ozone. But most of us who are having pets at home, they say maybe they must have gone to urinate outside or something. No, no, no. They go out for the ozone. So they understand ozone better. Right? I'm saying this in Baroda. For Mumbaiites, we don't have any problem. Our kids, when they go out, they breathe ozone and come home. They all come in the morning only. They wait till the ozone comes. Right? So, why we should get up early morning? No, I feel no religion wanted us. God is always there 24/7. So why early morning? By rest of the day they won't be there? They will be there. We were uneducated. So everything what they wanted, they brought under the label of religion. Today all prasad in all Gurudwara is chana. Right? Fridays, most of the Gujaratis have chana. So to get magnesium in your body, there were different ways. You were told to use this way. So fine, under the label of religion. So getting up morning, it is for your own good health. My students have done a study on morning walkers and evening walkers. And we found out all the morning walkers were healthier than the evening walkers. Again, the ozone came into the picture. Right? We are still doing a further study. We are separating the morning walkers into people who walk before sunrise and people who are walking after sunrise. This April 26, we'll be giving a report to the world about it. Okay, what is the difference between them? But I'm very sure all those who are walking before sunrise will be healthier. Right? So we pay money, buy problems. Then we want to pay money to sort out problems. Right? So one, if we want, I say we all can make a century. We all. Before independence, the average age of Indian was 48. We lived only 48 years, average. Became 55, 60, now we all crossed 70. Right? We just, few weeks back, we operated a hip. The person was 94 years old. Hip changed. Now he can walk again. Right? Your kidney is not working, India can change it. Heart, we can change it. Right? Liver, transplant. All joints, put a steel joint. So science has increased the longevity of a human being. But we want our parents to live 120 years. But quality of life, they should be able to wear their own clothes. They should be able to go to the washroom, come back. They should be able to lift the cup of glass tea, whatever they are having. This is what we want. We call it activities of daily living. So we should be able to do the activities of daily living. How? These are the necessary things. You have to get up in the morning. What you are doing, WhatsApp night after 11 o'clock, do it after 4 in the morning. Right? A trend had come in between in Bombay, people used to go for dinner a lot. But when things changed, everything shifted to morning breakfast. Most of the major meetings were happening at breakfast. So because lovely breakfast restaurant started. Buffet of breakfast. So they used to go pay for the buffet, have good breakfast and come. And they realized it was much healthier meeting, better meeting. End of the night, you are tired, come from office and you are going for dinner and you are having another dinner meeting. Half of the thing you are not understanding what is happening. Right? So please, our eating time has to be 3 hours before we sleep. And if the sleeping time is going to be 11, definitely by 7:30 you should eat. So the body has left the duodenum, gone into the intestine to start working. Coming to the intestine, the best, our large intestine, which we call it gut. The gut is in curves. It's a loop. So when the food goes through the loop, the next food that comes doesn't push this. They find a shortcut and go. So the old food keeps remaining. Right? That's why when a person has a good gut, kya ghat hai usme kya? So that gut is that large intestine. We have panchkarma in Ayurveda to clean it, but there is no record that it really cleans it. It makes it better, I say. So there is a new system, machine comes, and most of the machines are made in Surat. It's called hydrocolon therapy. 40 minutes, they push in, it's like anima. They push in only water, 40, 60 liters water. I've done it on sports people. Their performance have improved. There's a lot of stale food lying down. So when you go to a doctor, what happens? 1 month you are taking a medicine, the doctor says, do kar do. Subah sham kar do. But they are not understanding the gut is not absorbing that medicine. So I had a patient who was on 4 tablets. After cleaning the gut, 2 tablets. Because it's being absorbed. So another important thing in our body is, are we cleaning the gut? I don't know whether Baroda has a machine or not, but all machines going all over the world are from Surat. 3-4 companies from Surat make that hydrocolon machine. It hardly takes 40 minutes, cleans. I weigh the patients. Weigh them, after they weigh, some reduce, minimum they reduce is half a kg, but people have reduced 1 kg also. And I take a picture of them, before and next day. The glow comes. So imagine, especially those who are non-veg, food has decayed in your gut, in the large intestine. It has decayed. And the best part about this machine is, I was part of the research. I wanted a camera down. It's not to do with your body. Camera when things are going out. So you are seeing it on the screen, what all is going out. You will be shocked. Right? I had a patient after that, I said, how are you feeling? He says, I don't know, I think so. I shed like a cow. Right? From where it came all this? This is all stuff. Right? So why we are not performing? What is happening to our body? Clean the guts. See that you have a lot of fibers. Start eating early. Before eating, make it a point to have 3 kacha vegetable. I call it salad of minimum 3 vegetable. Go and have at least 3 fruits a day. Any fruits. Breakfast is fruits. Not puri bhaji, not kakra, not tepla, right? Breakfast means you are breaking your fast. Break your fast. That 12 hours, 14 hours. So if you are eating by 7, after 9, till noon, till 11 to 1, right? It should be fruits. So have a good lunch. Morning get up, have fruits, have a good lunch. Between 11 to 1. Have a good dinner between 6 and 7. Please do it. Don't say I've done it for 1 month, nothing happened. Nothing will happen in 1 month. But definitely do it for 2 months at least. 40 days body can resist. Anything body doesn't like. ये क्या हो गया? ये क्यों बदल दिया सब कुछ? So they may fight for 40 days. After 40 days, body surrenders. It's like getting up in the morning. I always tell people, 40 days, get up at a fixed time. 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning, 40 days. After that, even if you don't want, you will get up. So body accepts everything, surrenders in 40 days time to whatever you are doing new. Get up in the morning, go for fruits, have a 11 to 1 lunch, 6 to 7 dinner, and life will start changing. Clean your gut at least once in 6 months, once in 4 months. I remember I was reading about Princess Diana used to do colon therapy every month. Other than that, whichever evening she went for a party, next day she used to do it. She didn't want it because she didn't know what food she had had. Right? She wanted to remove it from the body. So getting up in the morning has a reason. Ozone, breathe out, and still Baroda air is lovely. At least for 20 minutes walk on mud, ground, grass. Devolt yourself. The earth, marbles don't have. Any stone won't have. Cement won't. Tar road won't. It won't devolt you. Earthing means either mud, grass, or sand. Right? Or even if you're wearing Kolhapuri chappal, not rubbers, not PVCs, won't give you earthing. Coming, cleaning the colon, that's healthy eating. Check your vitamin D3, B12, right? If after lunch you feel like taking a nap, it's called the power nap, right? It's considered 18 to 20 minutes. You can sit on your chair or table, close your eyes and just open it 20 minutes. At least thrice a week you should do it. It's called power nap, right? Every 6 months, check your D3, B12, especially for sports people. Do check their performance. I give you in writing, their performance will improve. Whatever timing they are doing, you check it. Whatever performance they are giving, if you have a gun to see the speed, it will increase. The simplest thing to do is the vital capacity. If D3, B12 is low, check the vital capacity. Suppose it is 2 liters. Give them the injection, raise the D3, and next day you will find it half a liter more, minimum. Vital capacity increases. This study now, when a patient gets admitted in Nanavati, any cardiac patient, they give them D3. Because first, keep the lung healthy. So our lung to be healthy, we need D3. D3 helps the lungs, and all sportsmen require lungs. So whatever I am saying to all those who are teachers here in physical education, please, it will be a very, very nice subject for you all to do it on your sportsmen, and then give them D3. Architol is the injection, 6 lakh unit. They can take it, it will increase the D3, and methyl cobalt is an injection to increase the B12. And then see their performance. Right? These 2 vitamins giving them, and at night if they want to come, if there is jacuzzi and all that in the room, add Epsom salt, EPSM, Epsom salt. All should, Amazon gives the 5 kg ka bucket. You all should have it at home. Whichever day you all feel you are really tired, half a bucket of warm water, 1 mug, 1 cup of Epsom salt, dip your leg. That night you will sleep better and all your aches and pains will go. Right? So, if you feel your magnesium increases, it's very simple. When you are overdoing Epsom salt, when you are overdoing magnesium, right, how you will come to know? When whichever day you have got loose motion, your magnesium had increased. That day stop chana, don't have it for 2-3 days, don't have Epsom salt for 2-3 days, don't dip your leg, don't have pumpkin seed, right? These are all in high magnesium, and it comes back, right? I had a patient who said कि the complaint, he came with the complaint कि पूरा रात चलते रहता हूँ 2-3 बजे तक, नींद ही नहीं आता है. So it was 6:37 and I was in Sanjan, Gujarat, Maharashtra border, we had a camp. I said, now Epsom salt, Amazon, where you'll get? I said, go to medical store, 10 gram ka magnesium Epsom salt aata. They have 10 gram packets. I said, 15-20 packet leke, put it in bucket. So next day morning, he came at 9:30. He says, मैं 8:30 बजे जाके पैर डुबाया, सो गया, अभी उठा. So I was not walking at night. So that fast Epsom call can change the aches and pain. So I feel every sportsman at evening after their performance, after their training, if they can dip their leg in Epsom salt, nothing like it, raise the magnesium level to that. And that's one of the best treatment for aches and pain, for all of you all. Any aches and pain reason, increase your magnesium and things change in your body. D3, B12, please see that. I always say the D3 should be more than 50. Sportsmen can go to 100 also. Nowadays they don't mind even if it is 150, right? But B12, don't let it cross 800. Keep it between 400 and 800 because B12 has a toxicity. After 800 it becomes poison for the body. So don't allow it to. I sometimes say, usually people whose children are abroad, right? I come to know when I see any B12, 1200, 1500 B12, I come to know the children must have sent him multivitamin. So one child sends something multivitamin A to Z, somebody else sends only B12, other children send something else. So she doesn't know the count, has all the multivitamins. So B12 crosses and then aches and pains starts.
We can have 5 minutes session.
Simplest way I know. I don't want you all to take a spirometer, this, that. When you breathe in, come out with a hissing sound. Whenever you see fresh air. Don't do it when you are sitting in rickshaw. All the pollution will go in, right? So take a deep breath, out, in, and come out. That's one. You can do 8, 10 breathing like that, right? So increase your vital capacity. I'm open to questions now. I realize I was supposed to leave at 2:30. Any questions?
Yes, the forum is open for question and answers. Anyone from the audience?
Can I have that
Delegates?
I'm showing you all the way to drink water. Thanks. Please, when you stand and gulp water, there are two pipes there. There's a wind pipe and the food pipe. So even a drop of water, if it goes in the air pipe, that's what makes you having cold, fever, lot of problem. So whenever you think of drinking a water, please see you squat or sit down. And water has to be drank in a sip form, not gulp. See? You can hold your breath, just have a gulp. You won't need a lot of water to remove your thirst. This gulping water droplet goes into the air pipe. That makes you get fever, inflammation, infection, all that thing comes there. And I would advise you all to even have food sitting on the ground. If you remember the old days, you were young, you should sit on the ground and eat, and with the thali you could get up. Right? Now even chair we want to push and get up. Because our pelvic floor muscles have bombarded. There is no pelvic floor muscles. And please, all the ladies who are here, with due respect, if you have delivered, your pelvic floor muscle is already gone for a toss. You all need now, it started from Ahmedabad. We had Hed Desai and Dhara. There are two experts who came from US. They only train you, you all should call them here to teach because there are a lot of girls also here. So they teach you all to strengthen. So all the sportsmen who are ladies, women, if they work on the pelvic floor muscle, the speed will increase, the performance will increase, they have weaker pelvic muscles. There are a lot of exercises to do for pelvic floor. For male, female, both. It is for both. Right? But female, the problem is they deliver. So one of the reason is, I put it in a simple way. If a lady is a mother, she needs to work on a pelvic floor. That itself will increase the age, it will increase the problems of no back problem, no spine problem, no knee problem. All the muscles are weak. So if you are sitting on a chair and every time you push the chair, you push the handle and get up, that means your pelvic muscles are fro. So start making a habit when you sit on the floor and whether you can get up with the plate. Empty plate, you can get up and walk. That's training of your pelvic floor muscles. So I'm on wellness, seeing that everybody makes a century. I give small reasons why we are not living long, why we have so many problems that we are working on. And it starts with getting up early morning, seeing your breathing pattern, increase your vital capacity, check your B12, D3. Eat early, 14 hours of fasting is a must. Eat by 7 next day morning. Preferably don't have breakfast, have fruits. Have one lunch between 11 and 1, one dinner between 6 and 7. Do it at least for 2 months. Life will change. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, sir, I have a question. Sir, you just like, I happen to be a diabetic, so, like I have been taking healthy food for quite some time. Now, regarding jo kacha hota hai, like, we have this cucumber and like before we have our food. So, normally what I do, I don't know, somebody told me like before you eat the raw food, you have to just cook it out for around 20 seconds in the microwave and then have it, because there are some issues like, people may have some kind of infection or all that. I got that little bit of, an advice from somebody. So every morning when I have my salad, like, so I have put cucumber
But
and,
the microwave is spoiling it.
yeah, so it,
I will have it cold but not put it in microwave.
so
You are
it's,
destroying your body with microwave.
so even not for 20 seconds?
Nothing.
So we should have it
Nah.
completely raw?
Even keeping far from it also something goes there.
So, sir, like people say that when we go and get green vegetables from the market, like, we have some organic vegetables and we have certain normal
Wash it
vegetables.
well, just wash it well.
Yeah, so, sir, what normally I do is the cucumber, I put it in some salt water for some 10-15 minutes and then I cut it and then I put it. That's fine, huh? So I don't have to use the microwave.
When you doubt it, peel
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
That's the best. One, please, I'm against microwave. I'm against milk also. Have milk only if you're having it from the same cow, if you have a cow at home. I have given the milk in Bombay twice for test. I should not be saying, but just to warn you all. I did testing of milk twice in Mumbai. Both the time there was blood and pus in it.
Sir, one,
It comes from machine. They take the machine knows fixed time, it's a timer. So please somebody here also give it for test, you will come to know. So milk, but all my patients I tell them to stop milk and they get better. So have milk, having your own cow. If your cow is behind your house, old days they should have their own cow. The constitution, the mother gives milk to the child. Every day the mother doesn't change. The child knows the constitution of the same milk. Same there, cow, don't you think we are cheating the cow? The cow is giving milk for the calf, not for you. But we cheat it. We tie the calf in front of the cow, we milk. Next day, further, after 5 days, the bacha is also having grass and we keep milking for 1 year. After 1 year, the milk reduces. What do we do? Artificially, we again make the cow pregnant. The cows are not normally pregnant. They are artificially, they are injected. Just because we want to drink the milk. So that milk is not going to have value. Sorry, you have over your question. I want to show them one exercise before I go.
Yeah.
All of us should do it. Okay, last 28 years I read my morning papers in this position to just align my spine. We get up in the morning, we start brushing, we are bending forward, we are working, we are bending forward. Right? We are driving, we are bending forward. We don't do anything. Surya Namaskar was made, but nowadays Surya Namaskar, who knows who to do? So the modern Surya Namaskar I am showing you all. So lie down in position. Right? You can put a pillow under your chest. Pillow. You can read a paper, play with your mobile, put your hand, your leg like this, you can do it like this. You can make a figure of 4, you can do it the other way around. This aligns your spine. This position. Half an hour morning, half an hour at night. Right? Then, if you take your neck forward, no pain. Push it back, it pains. So we have, at least India is 85% of the people have neck problem. I tell the Bombayites, if your neck goes back, it's paining, you are a Mumbaiite. So take a towel or a dupatta, hold it there, yeah, and push it backward. See, this is the position. Chin tuck, take your chin backward, yeah. So you resist it like this, If you do it 10 times, solves. Now, if you are saying my pain is on the left side, then I'll drop my head on the right and I'll push it backwards. Yeah. And if it is on the right side, I go to the opposite side and I push it backwards. Chintak. That sorts the neck problem. This position lying down half an hour morning and night, it will align your spine. You will never complain of back problem. And the hump goes. People can increase by 3 centimeters every time they lie down and get up. That's why all the major interviews are after 4 in the evening, especially for air hostesses. Because morning the height is more. If they measure you, they will be more, 163 centimeters. They call you at 4 o'clock, it will be 160 centimeters. Because the 3 centimeter we all lose as we are working. This is what. Right? So I always say the right posture is take a deep breath, hold your spine straight and then do a normal breathing. So you have to keep practicing that. But again, gradually we'll go like that. For girls, it is very easy. They should have a earring with a chain. So the chain down should hit the shoulder. Right? So as soon as they see the chain aage here, so they can put it back. Right? They should have a earring with that. I don't know. I hope the women know why they are wearing a earring. No? See this ear? It's like the baby in the fetus of the mother. The head is down. This is the spine. These are the 2 legs. Okay? So the point of earring is the eye point. So we wanted all girls to have beautiful eyes. So that you go to a jeweler, they punch it. Right? So that's why. But the mistake is done by the jeweler. Just above the eye point is the tongue point. So sometimes they do a mistake. Right? Then the new ones, you see the new earrings, 2-3 lines go there. They are all the neck point. And in 86, I used to come, anybody coming for asthma to me, Bombay Hospital, I used to just make a hole in there. There was a lung point. I should just pierce a needle and leave the thread for a week. So the the asthma problem should go away. So all the points of our body is here. That's why earlier when we were students, if we were not studying well, the teacher is to, now not allowed. Now police will come. The parents will bring. So twisting the ear stimulates all the body. So I tell my student to do it as an exercise. Okay, you hold your ears, play with your ears. Please, all of you, when you are taking a shower, play with your ears. It's a very good exercise. All the points get stimulated. Right? So tell them to punish themselves. To play with that. Right? Because you can't do it. Fine. Any other questions? I'll come again. Ma'am, I'll come. I can talk a whole day on my lecture. It's in my pocket. I was going to give a better time, morning. I wanted to talk only on sports medicine. Right? How prevention is better than cure. I was going to talk that. I was going to talk on brain mapping. We do brain mapping for sportsmen. I say the tongue can lie, but a brain cannot lie. So get me a sportsman, I will say whether he's injured or not, she's injured or not. Whether she will or he will perform or not. Right? If you give me a bank manager, if you want a bank manager, see, science has gone ahead. I can say whether that person can be a good surgeon, can be a good bank manager, can be a good teacher or not. Right? Because you see the frequency of the brain working. So that's brain mapping. We do brain mapping of individuals. Right? So we have selected when a sportsman perform, they are in alpha zone. When they don't perform well, they are in gamma zone. All my students who get A grade, they pass in first 3 students, they are in alpha zone. Those who don't perform well, they are in gamma zone. Right? So we have studied brain so much, right? So I can read that brain. So thank you all of you all. God bless you all. Thank you, ma'am, for calling me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
This is for all the teachers of Navrachana, principal, all of you all. Please thank Tejal ma'am also. I'll be leaving now. God bless you all. Anything, they will be having my email IDs here. Shaina More has it. So you all can question me, I'll reply. Anything that comes from here. Just mention you all were at Navrachana, I will answer you all on email. God bless you all. Thank you.
I request Suprabha ma'am to present sir a gift of gratitude.
A question was asked to me on Insta, sorry, I thought the person said he or she, I don't know what would have been there. They was asking about my past. I said to the kids, I was talking to the kids in the afternoon, Nanavati Hospital has a restaurant canteen there. I used to go to school, St. Xavier School in Ville Parle from 8 o'clock to 1:30, come home, do my own work. I was washing dishes and later on became a table wala in that canteen till I finished my 12th. But after 12th, then I went and worked in Bombay Hospital. So when Nanavati came to know that there is somebody who was from here, so I joined Nanavati just because I had worked in the restaurant. Still 4 people from that canteen work there. Once a month I go and have lunch with them, their food, staff food of the canteen. Right. So I very strongly believe that dunya jhukti hai, jhukane wala chahiye. Right. So please, what you all see me today is not what it has been hard work. As it's a passion to follow. I did play football for my school, for my college, junior college. When I got injured, the physiotherapy department of Nanavati Hospital said we don't have a sports physiotherapist. So that made me go for sports and conquered sports. Right? Thank you.
Thank you, Ali sir, for the pearls of wisdom that you have shared with all of us. Thank you, Suprabha ma'am. We now invite
A very good afternoon, everybody. And I need everybody's attention because what usually happens once we are done with the food, you know, we are like that serotonin kicks in and we are a bit dizzy. Ab neend aa rahi hai khane ke baad. So I don't need that because what I'm going to be talking about right now just not has got to do with how we do in terms of be it athletic performance, it is about how you lead your life every single day and you can boost your productivity. Okay, so we talk about the role of nutrition in any athletic performance or for that matter day-to-day activities. So we all know that nutrition is one of the cornerstones of that defines our performance every day. Had we not had a lunch, we all would have been lethargic by now sitting here. Okay, so nutrition is the fuel that pumps our body. Now when I talk about that in terms of good performance, there are several factors. Maintaining a healthy body weight, good sleep, physical activity, and stress management. Now when you club all these 4 factors together, you get a very good performance, then be it in the sports arena or what you're doing on a daily basis. Now my specialization happens to be how to maintain that healthy body weight. So let us just not get fixated by how it is in terms of physical appearance, it is how we feel from within, what we eat every single day. The first factor we'll be talking about is the macronutrients. Now as the term means, macro, big. We need 3 major fuel sources to run every single day. The first one is carbs, the carbohydrates, second one protein, and the third one fats. So let us go down and see what all these 3 factors comprise. Now when it comes to carbohydrates, you must have seen those diet fads have come in, wherein people are emphasizing low carb diets. So that makes us wonder, is carbohydrate really our enemy? What about the traditional diet that everybody has been eating every day? So is that roti and chawal are actually not good for us? So for that, we need to understand that carbohydrates are primarily of two types. The first one is called simple carbohydrate, which means the one that can be easily absorbed in the body. Your table sugar, the fruit juice that you're consuming, the ice cream you're having, or the pastry that you're taking. The second one is called complex carbohydrates, are the ones that you get from grains. The roti that you had in the canteen right now, or the brown rice if you eat, or that bowl of muesli that you take in the morning, or that bowl of oats. Now with oats, I would like to emphasize one thing. Now anything that contains the word instant, kindly avoid that. So you are under the impression, oh, I'm eating oats, but they are instant oats. They have a very high sugar content. They have been refined. So if you want to have oats, make sure you go for the steel cut. But mind you, steel cut oats take half an hour to make, so you'll be cursing me if you go by that recommendation. So I would recommend that you go for the rolled oats. They're easily available in the market. They need just 5 minutes and you're good. So are you clear with the difference between simple carbs and complex carbs? Complex carbs are not our enemy, and they are the primary fuel that one needs for an athletic performance. And why is that? So let us understand, where does physical activity come from, or what does that lead to? So when we are up to physical activity, we are intensely performing some activity. Now that is going to make use of one fuel, and that fuel is your glycogen. Now what is glycogen? In our body, the carbohydrates are stored in the form of glycogen. And where? One in the skeletal muscle, the second one in the liver. So what your body does initially, it starts using glycogen as a fuel. It's going to keep you running for a good 90 to 120 minutes if you have been carbohydrate loaded. Now what carbohydrate loading means, I spoke previously also. You are upping your stamina of carbs in the body. And why are you taking in those complex carbs? So that you can have the fuel for the future run, the activity that you're going to be doing. There comes a point, let us just take a normal example. If you are habituated to physical activity, wherein you'll suddenly feel, oh, I'm very tired. I can't carry forward anymore. You feel as if you have hit a wall. That is the point your glycogen stores are over. And your body switches over to the next fuel, which is most likely protein, and we don't want that. Your fat, everybody who's on weight loss, because there are so many myths going on, your fat does not burn until the 20th minute. So if you feel that you're casually strolling or, doing any activity, it's not going to help. It has to be a good brisk walk. And for physical activity, my recommendation is that you build a momentum. Start with 5 minutes. Make sure your body is tuned to that. Now, I always say that, physical activity, just like Sir mentioned probably in the first half also, why do we have only a 60 or 40 minutes kind of a break period, that too once in a week? Physical activity to me is a nutrient. So as much as we give emphasis to all the nutrients in the body, it is also about physical activity as to what are you doing every day to expend that. The daily running around does not count as physical activity. No matter how tied up you are doing your housework or whether in the school you're so busy, it doesn't matter. It has to be a dedicated time allotted. At least a good half an hour if you're doing every day in the week, and 40 minutes if you're doing it 5 times in a week. Coming to the next fuel, which is your protein. Now, with protein are again of two kinds. One is of animal origin, the second one is of plant origin. Now, animal origin advantage is that the protein quality is very superior. So does that mean that those who are on plant protein, that they can't get optimum nutrition? That's not the case. So what we do is, we combine 2 different types of protein and make them a good one. That is why we eat roti and dal, or chawal or dal, milk with the cereal, nuts with milk. So these are our methods through which we can attain optimum protein nutrition for the body. even if we are just on a plant diet. The point being, it doesn't mean that if somebody is on plant nutrition, is not going to get optimum nutrition. That's very relevant. Now, when it comes to protein, I would intentionally like to touch on one point. How many of you have ever opted for a protein supplement? That's very less, actually. I was anticipating more hands. Huh.
It's basically a cow milk
Yeah, I know
extract.
that. Yeah.
So after 50, they recommend this colostrum tablet. So I have it once every day.
So the idea behind colostrum is it's not only rich in protein, it also has got a very good dose of vitamin A. My point is, when we can optimize our diet, why do we have to rely on a supplement? When we can make room for a supplement, we can certainly include one protein in the diet. The idea behind protein is that you eat it throughout the day. It does not have to be one particular meal. It has to be spaced out, and let me tell you why. Now, what happens, some people tend to have just, exclusive protein wala nashta, or probably a protein. We just had a bowl of sprouts with salad. Fine. Now, you know what's going to happen? Our body runs on carbohydrates. So when you don't eat carbs, your protein is going to get diverted to do the job of the carbs. So, which is why you have to ensure that when you are taking a good protein, you're also taking a carb, so that everybody can do their individual jobs and not do a replacement work. So, and for those who really actually feel that you need to up your protein, the most natural protein supplement you'll ever find is sattu. It is that bhune chane ka atta that you can easily dissolve. If you're, what should I say, happy scooping that protein ka powder or sachet, I would rather recommend that you go for 2 teaspoons of sattu, mix it with ajwain or carom seeds, have it with a glass of water, and that's your normal natural protein shake that you're taking every single day. My point being, kindly do not rely on artificial supplements. This is one of the primary reasons pharma companies don't like me. But I feel that it is very, very important that we have to ensure our ancestors were eating such a happy traditional diet, nothing was ever missing. We just have to get back to those principles so that we can continue with that. Now that's with protein. The next factor is fats. Now people also tend to reduce the fats. Fats again are of good and the bad kind. The most bad kind is the trans fat, the one that you get the deeply fried stuff or the food that has been repeatedly cooked in reheated oil. Which is why we say that please make sure that the oil that has once been used is never used again. Now, why do we say that? Now, there are 2 types of primary cholesterol I would like to talk about, the good and the bad. Now, when you eat this deep fried stuff, what's going to happen? It is going to reduce your good cholesterol, and at the same time, it is going to increase your bad cholesterol. So, it is basically like a double whammy. When it comes to saturated fat, you get it primarily from coconut oil. Okay, you get it from foods of animal origin. So what we recommend is, if you can reduce it, very good. Say for instance, make sure if you're having a teaspoon of butter, cut it down to half. The idea lies in portion size. Anything and everything eaten in moderation is perfectly fine. The moment you eliminate something, you will be drawn to that with double vengeance, and you'll eat up eating double of that, which we don't want. I call it the boomerang effect. You throw it and then it comes back to you. The other kind of fat that we are talking about is cholesterol, that you again get in foods of animal origin. So the recommendation for those is who have a cholesterol issue, that you make sure you do not consume more than 2 to 3 eggs in a week. And if you really want to, make sure that you just take the white and you discard the yellow. Your white contains very good and the most superior quality of protein you can ever have. The next category of fats is of the good kind. Why do we see so much surge in olive oil? Olive oil belongs to a category which comprises under the healthy fats. But that said, as mentioned, please make sure that in one day, you're not taking more than 5 to 6 teaspoons. It can be +1, -1 easily, but you're not supposed to be taking more than that. Why? No oil is the best. You have to use oils in rotation. Now, say for instance, if today I'm going to be cooking in mustard oil, tomorrow I'll be cooking in sunflower oil. The day after, or probably in the same day only, I can do the oil rotation. The idea being, kindly do not stay fixated to one kind of oil. It's not going to help. The reason why, we have different types of essential fatty acids, and you will get them when you use your oils in rotation. The next quality of fat that I'm talking about are the ones that we usually get from fish. So what does one do if one is not fish eating? So there are other options which are available, say for instance walnuts, pumpkin seeds, flax seeds, or now there are vegetarian and vegan options available for omega-3 supplements. You get the blue-green algae supplement easily in the market. You get good omega-3. Now, why do we need omega-3? I'll tell you why in performance. Because when you do a physical burnout, there is free radical damage happening in your muscles, in your body. And who counters that? The omega-3 fats. And of course, the antioxidants that I mentioned earlier, that you are supposed to be eating an entire rainbow pattern. As much variety of fruits and vegetables that you can take is going to be very, very good for you. The more the color, the more the nutrition you're getting, and that stands true not only for fruits and vegetables, but for the entire food group system that I'm talking about. Now, as Sir previously mentioned about role of micronutrients, that's done with micro. Now, it's quite a tragedy that we are a tropical country. Everybody knows what tropics mean. We have ample sunshine, but can you imagine the prevalence of vitamin D deficiency that we have in our nation? Now, why? Because you must be seeing that at least people who travel in the sun, they just completely wrap themselves up, that you're not even able to identify that who is the one who's actually driving. So, for vitamin D, the recommendation to all of you is club physical activity with your sunshine. In schools, how can that be incorporated? When you have a physical activity session, keep it between 10 and 2 and make sure that everybody's out in the sun playing for 15 minutes, you're getting natural vitamin D. You need a minimum of 15 minutes of vitamin or skin exposure. Your skin is supposed to be exposed because that is when your vitamin D will be activated in the skin. So you'll be fulfilling two functions together. One, you'll be doing a physical burnout, and two, you'll be ensuring that you're getting a daily dose of vitamin D. Now, vitamin D, we only tend to think in terms of, "Arey, haddiyon ke liye zaruri hai." That's not right. Do you know vitamin D plays a vital role in management of your blood sugar as well? So it's blood sugar, it is also anti-inflammation, and a good amount of vitamin D also ensures that your body weight stays in control, your abdominal fat is reduced. So the idea being, when we look at one nutrient, let us just not look at just from one perspective, let us broaden our horizons. That every nutrient and every food that we consume has got a wide range of functions to do. The moment we try to isolate is when the blunders happen. That is why you must be seeing that craze. Oh, rice bran oil has come in the market. It's going to be one good thing for me. So it is that, as if, you know, that one jadoo ka item has been hidden from us and it has been suddenly discovered, and then we need to go and grab it and it will be that one-point formula that will sort out all our problems. No. It has to be in entirety, all the nutrients put together. And I repeat, kindly do not attach yourself to just one food, or just like one sir mentioned, product in the morning. It is not about product, it is about the whole food that you're consuming the entire day. Moving on to the next thing, as sir mentioned about magnesium. If you really want a good dose of magnesium, and you have something called as restless leg syndrome, many athletes have that. So my recommendation to them is that at bedtime, make sure you have a banana. In 1 week, your restless leg syndrome will be gone. So the answer basically lies in eating whole foods. Everything is available. And with regard to fruits, what I would like to mention, just because they are packed with nutrition doesn't mean that one keeps on going eating them. There has to be moderation in that, and I'll tell you why. Now, fruit also contains a kind of sugar, which is called as fructose, whatever you might want to call it. Now, when you take that in excess, it gets deposited in the liver. And that is where your fatty infiltration begins. Have you seen those ads wherein people say, oh, I had an exclusive breakfast of fruits, the one with lunch, and then why do they end up having a cardiac episode? So one more recommendation to all of you, that when you go for your blood test, go for a postprandial lipid profile also, and you'll know if you are at risk. So that has got to do with micronutrients. Now, when it comes to hydration, I would like to touch on 2 points. How many have had sports drinks? For you, that is quite understandable. I guess you are the swimmer, right? Anybody else? So the idea behind sports drinks is anybody who's engaged in intense and vigorous physical activity for more than an hour. It is only they who need that sports drinks. People like you and me who are doing a casual 40 minutes walk, we don't need that. Nor do we need that energy drink, which is just packed with glucose. Imagine if I take a glass of water and I empty 7 teaspoons of sugar in that. That is my energy drink. We don't need that. So another recommendation to all of you, that whenever you go and buy a product, make sure to read the food label. Let us be educated consumers. Let us not blindly pick up, "Arey, ye dikh raha hai, ye bahut acha hai." The idea behind marketing gimmicks is to fool people like you and me. And it is our duty that we don't get fooled. The more the ingredients listed in any food product, be rest assured it is ultra processed. The lesser the ingredients mentioned, that means it is more wholesome. You'll find them in ascending order. We say, oh, we are consuming wheat flour. Have you checked in percentage what is the amount of real wheat in that? So be wise consumers. So that has got to do with hydration. And what I strongly feel is one lesson that we all have forgotten. In school, it was taught to us that a body is made up of 70% of water, and we have absolutely forgotten that. We like to nourish that with God knows what all beverage. My point is, water is very, very humble. Please give it the respect it deserves. Make sure you drink it in plenty. And by that, I maintain 2 points. 1, do not overdrink together at one go. That is very important. Otherwise, your sodium levels will fall and you'll start feeling giddy. We don't want that. That's very important. So that has to do with hydration. And she asked me to mention about prebiotics and probiotics, so let me talk about that. Now, what happens in the gut, we have microbes of the good kind and the bad kind. Sir mentioned about the bad ones, the really nasty ones that trouble us, and we don't even get to know about them. They are responsible for all the chronic inflammation we have. It is the root of all the evil, type 2 diabetes, hypertension, name it, it's responsible. So does that mean, where do the good ones come from? They come from the very food that we eat. They again are of 2 kinds. Probiotics. क्यों कहा जाता है कि दही का एक बोल खाना चाहिए? It is packed with good bacteria. So remove the milk aside. So many of us are lactose intolerant. Go for a bowl of curd rather. It is very suitable for everybody. Have that bowl of curd and your gut is getting really good nutrition. So and prebiotics mean that they are the bacteria that feed your gut. That is where the difference comes, and you get it from raw potato, raw papaya. Anything that's raw vegetable has got a very good amount of prebiotics. So that is with prebiotics. With regard to supplements, I would like to mention, please keep that in mind. We do not consume a supplement until and unless we really need it. Just because it is in the market doesn't mean, "Arey, wo bhi le raha hai, mujhe bhi lena chahiye." No. Please ask your nutritionist, do I really need this kind of a thing? And can I meet it through my food requirements that I'm eating every day? Always make sure most of these supplements that are there in the market do not meet the regulatory compliance. And a word of warning, because Ozempic is coming to India. It is a weight loss drug, and then everybody will start having it just as a shortcut. Please remember, no shortcut ever works when it comes to health. You have to eat healthy, you have to go and do your physical workout, and then only you can do something really good. No amount of shortcut is going to help. Why do fat diets fail? Because they offer short-term thing, and we feel so fascinated, oh my God, this is going to render the results very quickly. So it might help us. And eventually, have you seen those on fat diets, they end up gaining that double the weight. So we don't need that. So the answer lies in eating a balanced diet, whether you are conducting normal physical activity or whether you are an athlete. With regard to athletic, because I see her, I would like to mention she must already be knowing we do something called as carbohydrate loading. You have to eat good amounts of carb days before you are about to perform your physical activity so that your muscles are very ready to provide you the fuel that you need to run the entire day. And with regard to recovery, there are 3 factors that we talk. You're supposed to eat good carbohydrates. I've already mentioned what do they mean. Good quality protein and healthy fats so that your muscles can repair. Because even with physical activity, your muscle tissue is getting damaged. You have to repair that, and you have to maintain that there is good hydration. For anybody who's into intense activity, as I previously mentioned, for more than an hour, they are going to be needing the sports drink. Otherwise, it is a blanket no for everybody. Is there anything else that I can clarify on? I love questions, please.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Abhishek Sholanki, and I'm a physical education teacher in Surat. So my question is, ma'am, many under 17 and under 19 players are taking a creatine for the creatine powder. So what I know is our body is also produce creatine. So is there any need of artificial creatine powder to build the muscle or anything?
Okay. Now you have to protein supplements, they are again of different kind. You mentioned about there is creatine, okay. There is going to be different branching amino acids, okay. There's going to be L-carnitine, a fat one. You do not need those supplements until those children are burning for more than an hour. It all depends on how frequently they're doing the activity, how intense it is. These 2 factors determine. If not more than an hour, and it's like, you know, what is intense activity? If for 1 hour I'm doing some physical activity and I'm not able to speak, you know, my breath is catching up. That is the point I need that kind of a thing. And instead of that, what is the problem with beloved Sattu? Please shift them to that and tell me what happens next.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Thank you so much for we see a lot of things these days in Instagram, and from that I just want to clarify whether it's correct or not. So we see a lot of reels about these ABC juices, and we know that it's the apple, carrot, beetroot juice, whereas at the same time we hear that juices increase the glycemic index, like it gives a huge burst. So should we be consuming them given their advantages, or should we have it in the whole form? That would be my first question. And the second question is that regarding protein powders, so I would want you to elaborate a bit that should we be not at all consuming them? A lot of variants are coming these days. There is something called whey protein, then derived from the yeast and derived from algae, plant resources. So is any of them safe, or should we not using any of them?
First is that no juice ever can replace a good vegetable or a good fruit. So instead of having that, in fact, by the way, I'm alien to this ABC juice, so please tell me what is that. I have no idea what it is. So my recommendation to you is please chop those vegetables and have them. You'll be getting good dietary fiber. You'll be getting vitamins and minerals. I'll also tell you one more difference. Let's compare this juice with a plate of salad. When you're taking that juice, does juice ever give you a feeling of satiety? The same amount of calories that you consume from a liquid, your brain does not register. The same amount of calories, when you take from a solid, your brain gets a feeling of satiety. You get to feel that you're actually eating something. And if you can get wholesome nutrition, you're getting one packed fruit or a vegetable. It is any day far better than a juice. Juice is just not a recommendation. With regard to protein powder, they must be whey and casein. They are derived from milk. Is there any particular reason why that you want to have them? If you really want to up your protein intake, there are beautiful ways to do that. Couple carbs with a bowl of sprouts. Okay. Have it with anything. I mean, in my opinion, anything that's artificial, synthesized from something, holds very less value as compared to something that you're eating whole.
So I'll just repeat that I'm just asking that on some days to cover the protein content, we need to have that much grams of, let's say, for example, I take chicken or eggs. So we might not feel like having it. And that feels like a good alternative just for the taste or, So would it be wise to do that? Or let's just switch to the traditional ones, let's say sattu, because...
any day sattu.
Okay.
Or better still, if you're kneading the dough, just put into one particular thing. I understand that on working days when time is a crunch and you feel nahi aaj nahi ho payega, so keep that drink ready. And for that, I have a very good advice. There is something called as overnight oats. What you do? You prepare that, I believe. You're nodding your head.
Yes. So I put the oats in curd and store it in the fridge and add some fruits.
That's
so
fantastic.
So that's recipe.
That's one wholesome breakfast. So when you're in a hurry, so on those days, what I tell everybody, make sure you keep a bowl of oats ready in the fridge. So on days when you feel you don't have time, you can do that. Second example is that if you have a leftover chapati and a leftover vegetable, in school days, my mom used to do that. Roti mein wrap karke de diya. So these are the easy way out that even still work in today's times, and they're brilliant. Hope that answers your question.
Ma'am, my question is, sir, thoda hard hona. Ma'am, we deal the students of, especially in the school, under 14 years, here, under 14 years, under 17 years, under 19 years, generally. How much calories a beginner athlete, though it depends up to the discipline to discipline, weightlifting to table tennis, that basketballer to footballer to cricket. How many calories minimum required for a sports person, those who are the beginners, as well as those who are reached in the national level, especially CBS national or the SGFI, not in the Indian team, but CBS national or the SGFI, how many calories is required, the athlete required, minimum calories required for a sports person?
The minimum threshold is 1800 kilocalories. You can't go below that. The moment you go below 1800, the performance will start going down. And one thing, sir, I would like to mention, whenever we give a calorie recommendation, we have to be very clear-cut that we can't say, no, not beyond this or beyond that. That individual athlete has to be considered age, gender, type of physical activity, intensity of physical activity. Do they have some medical conditions that need to be taken into consideration? What is their current level of physical activity? Do they have any other issues? So all these factors are taken into consideration, and then we arrive at that. Okay, I'll tell you. So 1800, then we go to 2200, and then if you're talking of the higher level, it is 3000 kilocalories. I hope that answers your question.
Madam, can you tell me about the BMR? How will you explain the BMR? Yes, please.
Okay, so if talking in layman terms, now when we hear the term BMR, it means basal metabolic rate. If I try to convert in very simple language, it is your body machine rate. It is the rate at which your body performs. So one agenda of upping your BMR is, it is how you spend your entire day. I have seen some people having a glass of warm lemon water in the morning and then hoping that weight loss will automatically happen. No. The idea behind drinking that glass of lemon water is that it ignites your body to do some physical activity. It gives you that threshold that now go. So if after drinking that glass of lemon water, I go and do some physical activity the entire day, keep myself busy, then only am I going to see some change in my body weight. And one more factor that you need to consider, any vitamin C rich food, by that I mean khatte phal, they are never to be had with anything warm because your vitamin C will automatically oxidize. So please do not make that mistake. Or you can just have, the idea behind good health is that let it be done in the realm of normalcy. Let there not be anything exotic. Oh, this morning I have to get up, I have to drink karele ka juice. I hear these things in plenty every single day, and I tell, please relax, treat your body normally. There's nothing abnormal that has happened, no matter how bad the parameters are. The moment you'll start eating a normal balanced diet, everything is going to come back to normal. You won't have to do anything out of the blue.
Kuhu Roy, ma'am. Excuse me, over here. Adding on to Vijaya, ma'am, I would like to know your take on multigrain flour.
So there are multigrain flours are easily available in the market also. We can make.
Should we go for it?
Absolutely. And ideally, in my recommendation, you can make it easily at home.
Okay.
You take 1/4 of the portion is wheat flour. Now, why do we take wheat flour? It has something called as gluten. That helps knead the dough. We need that, and after that it is entirely a choice. What do you want to add to that multigrain flour? It can be ground rolled oats, ragi, jwar, bajra, besan, name it, and you can add it. The idea behind that is that you're eating wholesome nutrition together. You're getting entire B complex, you're getting good quality protein, you're getting good carbs out of it.
Excuse me, ma'am. Hi, Maharishri. Ma'am, I am someone who had vitamin D deficiency during my pregnancy and for 1.5 years after pregnancy too. In spite of walking in the sun in the early morning, like around 8:39, in spite of walking in the sun, I didn't have enough vitamin D. I had to take supplements because my gynec had suggested. So what do you think is the ideal time for the proper sunlight? Because in today's day, when we walk around in the sun, either we are getting tanned or we are getting dehydrated very soon because of the heat. So what is the ideal time that you suggest to get the direct energy?
I would also add my question to this. As you just said that we should go out from 10 to 2 in the sun, right? But what about the sunblock lotions that are, there's a hype of SPF 10, 15, 50, 80. So what is your take, or what do you suggest? Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So the point is, when we talk about vitamin D absorption, one, there has to be skin exposure, and that too between 10 and 2. It has to be between 10 and 2, and you have to ensure your skin is exposed for a minimum of 15 minutes. And if you have applied a sunscreen, that vitamin D is not going to get activated in your skin.
Tan or dehydration?
So it is entirely our choice. See, 15 to 20 minutes of sunlight exposure is not going to give us a tan. Rather, it's going to ensure that our vitamin D levels are really good. You know, who do we give the vitamin D supplements for? Those who are very, very hard pressed for time, and there is simply no room for stepping out between 10 and 2. Now, in a setup like school, the teachers and students can benefit together between an activity. I'm not saying कि peak sun में 12 बजे धूप में जाके खड़े हो जाइए. You'll end up with a sunstroke or a heat stroke.
I just wanted to know this, like, is it true or wrong? We don't have to drink chilled water after playing.
So the idea is that when we have done a very high physical activity intense, one, we sweat a lot. Now that is our body's mechanism of controlling the body temperature. So that is the reason why we say don't drink that chilled water. Keep it outside maybe for 5 minutes, or drink normal temperature water, and you will be absolutely fine. We don't contrast the two temperatures because our body is trying to cool down and it is already heated up. We don't need that extra chilled thing because All of a sudden, your body is adapted to the heat and then you're suddenly exposing it to the cold, which doesn't work. The idea is not extremely chilled. Otherwise, fridge water is absolutely fine. I'm just talking about being extremely chilled. Extremely chilled is a no.
Okay, the fridge water is fine, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because we have been seeing these freezers kept near the football grounds. Players used to drink those packaged water. No, that water is also chilled, but it has been kept in freezer.
Yes, sir.
So that's perfectly fine,
That's
right?
perfectly fine. It does not have to be extremely chilled.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
One more question. So it is regarding milk for two different age groups. So like Sir just said that, milk is something which we can avoid. And we also know that for kids, it is one of the kind of the main food. So is that what Sir suggested common for all age groups, or particularly at what age, from what age onwards, it is not necessary to consume milk? And us adults, should we be taking that or not?
See, the idea behind drinking milk usually is that it ups your calcium. That is the primary reason why we take it. It has calcium, D and magnesium, the ideal mix that we need for bone formation. Now what happens in teenagers that up to the age of 13, they are going to deposit good skeletal mass, which is why milk is recommended, because it is the most bioavailable, which means calcium is readily absorbed from that milk. And if you don't want to have that, they have more calcium than a glass of milk. The problem with milk is it is very adulterated these days. And in addition to what Sir said, I would add that it also has got a very high amount of antibiotics, which we don't want.
Excuse me, ma'am. First of all, thank you for your promoting. Cannot understand natural food ka supplement is not a real thing for कि natural food को वो change नहीं कर सकता है. And second thing is that कि people have a lot of myth about the vitamin B12. Vitamin B12. So the people think vitamin B12 veg में से मिलता है या non-veg में से मिलता है. But as per my knowledge, I am working as a fitness industry from last 10 to 12 years. And as per my knowledge, vitamin B12 is a fermentation. It is create in the body. So please, little bit focus on that topic. Thank you.
So with regard to product that is going to give you B12, and even the milk contains small amounts of B12. The moment you put it for pasteurization, boiling for destroying all the germs, your B12 gets evaporated. Why? Because it is heat labile. So the point is, what does one do about B12? There are various B12. One thing for vegans, for vegetarians, you have to remember that one supplement you're always supposed to take is B12, because you can't meet that requirement through any vegetarian source. As for non-vegetarians, they get very good amount out of the foods of animal origin that they eat, so it isn't a problem for them. But for all the vegetarians, it has to be a blanket coverage, supplementation. So what happens, so many who feel lethargic, anemia is again of different kinds. One of the very prevalent ones is the one that we get out of a B12 deficiency. And it is something that many of us are not aware about. When we feel lethargic, despite having a meal, or, feeling, oh, I'm feeling very tired, I don't know why. So your B12 might be the culprit, because we are mostly a vegetarian population. So you have to ensure that you take the B12 if you're a vegetarian or a vegan. Not the shots, please. You can easily have the tablets or the, capsules. That's not a problem. Shots are only given in case of severe deficiency.
Ma'am, one question that I have is, in the life that is so fast-paced now, like you said, if teachers are here, we rarely have time outside the day to maybe prepare food or do something. What is your take on, one, microwaves? Second, on pre-made food? On when we pre-make meals, right? When we talk about that it is better to eat freshly made healthy food, when you don't have time, and people, if you tend to rely on pre-made foods often, what are the repercussions of that, if any?
Air fryer also, ma'am. About air fryer.
Okay, one question at a time. What was your first one, Tanvi? I forgot. What was your first question? Please come again.
Your take on microwaves?
Microwave, okay. Okay, with regard to microwave cooking, we have different forms through which we can cook our food. With regard to microwave, you can heat the food. There is no problem in that, especially if you have a time crunch. The idea behind using microwave for extended periods of time is when you're using it for baking. And as such, forget the microwaves. Any baked product is not good. Why? Because it is rich in trans fat, it is rich in saturated fat. So the microwave factor automatically goes down. It is an easy method of cooking, that is why. One gentleman mentioned about air frying. The idea behind air frying is that you're automatically reducing the amount of oil as compared conventionally if you were deep frying. Now what happens in an air fryer, there is something produced which is called as acrylamide. When you burn carbohydrate at a very high temperature, it produces some cancer-producing substances. They are even then produced in an air fryer, but they are certainly any day far lesser as compared to deep fried. The point being, air fried food, it is one form of fried food only, so it is better if you keep it at a low. But it is, yes, better than deep fried. Deep fried is also getting you cancer-producing substances. Air fried is also giving you the same thing, only the proportion varies. You had one more question.
Pre-made meals.
Okay,
Your take on
give me
it.
an example, as in just quote an example.
For example, like the cold noodles that we talk about, or maybe something, maybe even if you keep dal, you make dal, whatever, you keep it in the fridge, you take it out, you reheat those things and then eat them. Because on a daily basis, you can't cook every fresh meal, right? So in a day, you'll probably cook it once and then reheat and have it again.
So people who are very hard pressed for time, I tell my clients that what you need to do is boil and keep. It can be rajma, it can be chole, it can be dal, and then you can do the tadka later, the cooking later. So when you boil and keep, the nutrients are preserved. You're just only using them. Say for instance, if you boiled chana right now, okay, a part of it you had today, tomorrow you want to make sure that you take it in your tiffin. So tomorrow you can saute that and make it. So it's not going to, it is any day better than ready to eat meals that we get in the market. They're packed with sodium, which we don't need. Sodium and fat.
But compared to fresh foods, like freshly made, it is worse off?
I wouldn't say that it is worse off, but if you have a time crunch, it is absolutely fine to have pre-prepared meals. There's no problem with that. If time is a crunch, and if you are being lazy, then the answer is no.
Ma'am, here. My question is for like sports persons, jo athletes, they practice every day. They have D3, like not deficiency, on borderline. So they should take supplements, or it can cover by whole food.
What deficiency can
D3, D3.
D3, what is the value?
Value is 19, like borderline, 19.
And how much is the physical activity every day in the sun?
1 hour or 1.5.
So probably in a month's time, the vitamin D will come back to normal.
Normal. Okay, one more question, ma'am. That's personal question. It's for my mother. She's like 50, her age is 50, and she has some like joint pains and everything. So we just go for the doctor. The doctor said you should take the calcium supplement every day. But like every second month or third month, you should change the company. So is it okay to take everyday supplement for calcium?
So what usually happens, especially if one is suspecting that there might be a risk of weak bones, what we call as osteopenia and osteoporosis,
okay,
just to be on the safer side, for everybody, those who are 50, above 50, calcium and D3 and magnesium is a blanket supplementation which is recommended, which is not going to harm the kidneys in any way, so don't worry about your mom.
Okay, thank you so
much.
much.
Very kind of you to think about her.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am, if a person take paneer, dahi, cheese or butter?
So the idea is, the moment you ferment milk, that lactose intolerance will automatically go down. So any fermented product, so the best one is curd. And if you really want to have, you can go for tofu. It is packed with protein. That's a very good option.
And ma'am, one more question. There are not more options for a vegetarian to, in the case of protein. Like we have very minimal options in the source of protein. So can you suggest some more in food that we can take in protein items?
Okay, so let us compare all the groups. First one, in cereals, you have to combine a cereal and a pulse. Always remember, have khichdi. Khichdi is good, wholesome protein. So your one meal can be khichdi packed with vegetables and you're getting very good protein. You can have sprouts. Any food item that you're eating, keep some sprouts ready. Do the garnishing. With sprouts, you're getting added nutrition. When your mom is kneading the dough, make sure that she's adding some protein wala. Koi bhi dal kata ye to add kar do, besan add kar do, sattu add kar do. Totally your call. Just do that and it will be taken care of. Milk is, we call it medium quality protein actually. So it's not the best quality protein. So, but curd is any day better than milk in my opinion. So paneer is not a recommendation for every day. The next one is nuts and seeds. Do you consume nuts? No. So what you're supposed to do is, what is one portion of nuts and seeds?
Like my mother makes that laddu, pumpkin flax, sesame seeds and watermelon seeds and they crush it off and with some dates and cacao powder and then she mixes everything and makes the laddu.
So and without the coconut powder, it is one fantastic protein source for you.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
We will have our last question now. Any last question?
Yeah, last question goes to the person near. Yeah, thank you.
Nutrition impact overall health and well-being. How does nutrients impact overall health and well-being?
Just be specific because in nutrition we talk about everything.
Everything.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
thank you, ma'am.
You can ask more questions, so that's absolutely fine. What I am going to do is, I'll be leaving my email address. I really love addressing questions, so please make sure, keep sending them to me, and I'll be very happy to answer as and when time permits me. My job is to clear your myths. And one sincere piece of advice, now every day, everybody is a nutritionist on Instagram. People like us to drain in no time. That's not a problem. The point is, we all are educated people. Let us understand whether somebody is doing it for marketing or whether somebody is doing it for our well-being. There are no fancy tips that are going to come and pop out of the blue and provide a one-point solution to all our health needs. There is no substitute to the hard work. Absolutely no substitute, and no juices, no supplements until and unless you really need them, and they have been prescribed either by a nutritionist or a doctor, not by somebody on Instagram, please.
Thank you, Kuhu ma'am, for providing vital guidance on optimal nutrition and achieving peak performance, inspiring us all to make smarter and healthier choices. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all for being a wonderful audience. Over to Binesh, sir.